Only 2 points separate Alpine and McLaren coming into today's race here in Brazil. It's lights out. And away we go. Evan gets a great start. Jack's on the right-hand side. Lunger's into third. Blazer in fourth. Drivers come down towards turn one. There's contact between Blazer and Lungner in the background. And Blazer's going backwards. Pre's made contact with Lungner. And Pre's out of the race. And Lunger's gone backwards. Gero Crisp down positions. Harry Sanchez up into P8. And Lungner goes down to P13 here on the opening lap of the race. Well, that huge crash on the opening lap has caused the full safety car here on lap 1. Let's take another look at the race start. On board with Sizzling H, does get away very well. Almost goes side by side with his teammate Gero Crisp. And here is the incident up ahead. That's the Williams driver getting out of shape. And there's Lungner and Pre. Sizzling H managing to avoid the crash at the start. Oh dear, that's AJP with no front wing. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship by 2 points. Their rivals, Alpine, haven't got Levi today, but they do have Jack, and Jack is leading the race. AJP got caught up in that incident at the start of the race. Luckily has a DNF'd. Well, we're back underway, and straight away, Dom is putting pressure on Sizzling H. Jack gets the fastest lap. We've got drivers going into the pits. Dom wants to get this overtake early in the race, but he's going to have to hold it for a while. He's got Tony JD, who's behind him, and he's actually had a crash with the Haas driver of Relic. Dom stays in P5, and now he'll apply pressure to the Alfa Romeo driver of Sizzling H down towards Sector 2. Well, to our surprise, Ollie is also out of this race. He's also retired here on lap 2, and it's caused another safety car. So Jack, Evan and LJ are all coming into the pits here on lap 2. Gero Crisp stays out. He's leading here in Brazil behind the safety car. He's on the medium compound of tyres. He started on the medium compound of tyres, and he's leading here in Sao Paulo. The second safety car of the day is coming in. Gero Crisp leads this race with Jack in second, the Alpine driver, followed by Evan, LJ up into P4, then Sizzling H, the McLaren driver of Dom's in P6, then Lungner, then AJP, Relic, Tony JD, and then Harry Sanchez as Lungner goes all the way up into P4. He's gone down the inside of LJ, and LJ is now going to drop down to 4th. All the drivers get down to turn 1 okay. Jack still in P2 behind Gero Crisp. There's an incident in the background, and it's AJP who's retired from this race. The McLaren driver is out, and Jack takes the lead. Dom now needs to fight to get past Evan for the Constructors' Championship. He's in P4. He's going to send it down the inside of the Red Bull driver of Evan. Is he going to make the move? Evan's going to hug the inside line. Dom has to go around the outside, and he's not going to be able to make the move. He needs to get past Evan. He needs to get the points for McLaren. He still tries to fight on Evan, but he still can't get past. Lunger's in the distance, and the Red Bull driver stays in P3. Dom's going to have DRS on Evan as they come down the straight. Jack gets the fastest lap, and that point for the fastest lap may prove to be vital come towards the end of the season, but we aren't finished yet. LJ now coming into the pits here on lap 6. He's on the mediums. Tony JD also comes in. He's going to put on the hard compound of tyres and get a new front wing. The pressure continues to intensify in the Constructors' fight. Dom still needs to find a way past Evan. There might be an opportunity down towards this corner. It's close. They're going to make contact. The Red Bull driver of Evan and Dom. There's a yellow flag in the background. I think it's Harry Sanchez, and Dom still can't get past the Red Bull driver. Evan is defending well. He wants that podium position. What can Dom do? Jack gets the fastest lap again. He's going to beat his previous lap time, a 109.7, as DRS is enabled once more. As it stands, Alpine are back ahead in the Constructors' fight as Dom gets the DRS on Evan and now switches to the outside. He's going to swoop all the way around. They almost touch wheels. Evan now tucks it down the inside. He's going to hold his position. He almost forces Dom off the track. Now Dom's on the inside line. Evan's back on the outside. Evan still leads. Now Dom switches positions and takes third place off of Evan, but he gets a bad exit, and now Evan's going to fight back. The drivers moving towards Sector 3. Evan and Dom, they're very close. They've got Lugner behind them. They're going to slow each other down. Evan and Dom still fighting. Dom now still just ahead of Evan. Evan's going to get DRS on Dom. He's going to pull to the outside here on lap 8, and he's got ahead of the McLaren driver. Up into P3 he goes. Evan ahead of the McLaren driver, and now Dom will look to get the position back because he's got DRS. You can see Gerald Crisp just ahead of the two drivers. You can see Lugner in the distance. Dom's going to swoop round the outside. Evan's going to have to defend the inside line as Harry Sanchez has retired from the race. Evan's going to get past Dom, and now a full safety car has been deployed, and Dom's going to drop back to P4. Evan back up into P3. Well, we've had 3 safety cars on this race, and Jack still leads here in Brazil with 8 laps to go. Evan's in second. Dom is in third. After pit stops have happened in this race, the McLaren driver finds himself up a position. Lugner's in P4, Gerald Crisp is in P5 with LGN P6. All the drivers get underway. Who's going to make moves? Down towards the first corner, it's Dom who makes the move on Evan, and into second place he goes. There's a yellow flag, and it's the Haas driver, Relic, falling behind the pack. But Dom is up into second, but now he's going to have to defend Evan. He pulls to the inside. Evan is neck and neck with the McLaren driver. Can he make the move on Dom? No, he can't. Dom shuts the door, and up into P2 he goes. Gerald Crisp has no front wing and has fallen down into P7. An incident off track, and there he goes into the pits here on lap 14. Totally JD is having a miserable race. He's currently running in P8. Lugner having to defend off Sizzling H, who's on fresher tyres. He's going to go on the outside of Lugner. It's going to be close. They're neck and neck, and Sizzling H is just about ahead of Lugner and puts his car up into P4. Lugner down into P5. That's a great move from Sizzling H. And that's LJ making the move on Lugner. And now Lugner's fallen down to P6. LJ up into P5. Lugner needs to get that position back for his teammate, who's battling LJ and has done all season. Lugner back ahead, and that's going to see Ollie just ahead of LJ by 1 point in the driver's table. It's starting to rain, but Jack won't care. He won the sprint race, and now he's going to win the full LGN F1 Brazil race and picks up a load of points for Alpine. Dom finishes in second to keep the constructors' fight very much alive as we go towards the last race of the season, and Evan gets on the podium in P3. Jack gets his first full race win here in the LGN F1 League and gets the fastest lap, which secures him 26 points towards Alpine's constructors' charge. Dom finishes in second after an almighty fight with Evan, and the Red Bull driver of Evan finishes in third. Before we go anywhere, let's take a look at who got driver of the day for last week's sprint race in Brazil. Mercedes get back-to-back driver of the days, with Lugner getting 43% of the 46 votes for last week's sprint race in Brazil. Lugner is your driver of the day. Here are the Drivers' League standings after today's race in Brazil. Levi's in first on 345 points. Dom is still in second. Evan is in third. AJP is in fourth. Gerald Crisp in fifth. Lugner goes up 2 positions in sixth. And Pre is in seventh. Sizzling H is down into 8th. And Jack is up into 9th. Ollie is in 10th, leading LJ by 1 point, who is in 11th. Blazer is in 12th. Harry Sanchez in 13th. Totally JD in 14th. JC in 15th. Active Buffalo in 16th. Sirius in 17th. Relic in 18th. Agile in 19th. And Entire YOLO is in 20th. And here are the Constructors' League standings. Alpine go back into first and lead McLaren by 6 points on 463 points. McLaren are in second on 457 points. Red Bull are in third. Alfa Romeo are in fourth. Mercedes are in fifth. Aston Martin in sixth. Williams in seventh. AlphaTauri are in eighth. Ferrari are in 9th and Haas are in 10th. Thank you for watching today's video. We will see you next week for the final race of Season 3 in Abu Dhabi.